G'day, that's Slot Car Guy here, and welcome back to the Slot Car Review. And today I've been blessed by BRM. They have sent me a beautiful 124 scale slot car. It is the NSU TT, and I cannot wait to show you what is inside this box. So stick around, full unboxing, full tear down, and I'm going to do 5 hot laps around my track. So welcome back to the Slot Car Review, and a huge thank you to BRM who have sent me this beautiful 124 scale slot car, the NSU TT, to review for you guys. And I'm truly excited because I have done a BRM review before, which I'll put a link in the description, and these things are incredible. But a massive thank you to Lehman Hobbies who did get this to me. He's the distributor in Australia, so thank you, mate, for your continued support. But let's dive right into it because this is an absolute special looking slot car. But let's start with the package because I do really like BRM's packaging. And if you have a BRM car, you will understand the packaging. But of course, this beautiful box, it's like a shoe box with a big logo on the front, BRM slot cars. But of course, take a look at this corner because that gives a bit of a hint of what livery we are going to look at, and of course the color of the car, and it's this nice off-white or cream Valvoline. So let's turn around. There's our markings of the car on this side, and of course underneath is some more detail about the car. And of course, if you don't know who BRM is, they are an Italy-based slot car manufacturer, and of course the sister company is REVO SLOT. So let's dive into it. Let's do a full unboxing. Check out this thing, because I'll tell you what, I can't wait to show you what car is inside here. So let's dive right into the unboxing because what is in here is truly incredible. So how do you receive your BRM NSU TT? Let's have a quick look. Lid off. Of course, we've got this beautiful, nice cover that covers the car, keeping it safe because we do pay money for these things. I'm going to take the car off the base first and have a quick glimpse at that. Look at that color. But we'll have a closer look at him in a tick. So of course, there is the 124 scale slot car. Nice little pull tab on the base. I do like the base on this. It's like a very expensive model car base. I really like that. But what do we get inside the box? Now, one thing I think BRM does very, very well is this little document here. Of course, there's our little fella there. He is the NSU TT, car number 329, TT Trophy, Hockenheim 2018. This little document is worth its weight in gold because when we open it up, there's all your parts and pieces and the layout of your car. I think this is most definitely the most important thing any slot car manufacturer should do, and this is really, really well done. And we will reference this when we're looking at the car later on. Around to the back, a little bit of a shopping list, and of course, another livery of this car that you can get. And I tell you what, BRM, you guys do an amazing job. I love stickers, so BRM stick, and of course, this will stay fresh in its box. And some parts and pieces. We've got some side mirrors, a bit of an exhaust, and a couple of bits and pieces, so a little bit of finishing pieces there. But let's bring in the star of the show because I do want to show off the livery on this thing. And I am a big fan of 124, and that is all thanks to BRM because since I've received my first to review, which of course are links in the description, these things are just next level. But take a look at this little guy. Now, of course, it's 124 scale, but it's a small car in real life, so it's a smaller 124 scale car, but take a look at that. But let's start passenger side. Let's get into it. Valvoline. Now, the paint, the decal, the finish is incredible, down to these little wire mesh, apologies, gold rims. Now, I do apologize because I still am carrying a cold. Love this cream finish. Look at that. Beautiful off-centered double pinstripe, or way off-centered driver side. But let's move around to the front. And of course, there's some locator holes here, which I'll zoom in to have a close look at some of those decals. But there are some locator holes here, which are for the side mirrors, which, of course, if you're racing this, take them off, you'll lose them. Around to the front, let's have a quick look at the bonnet itself. That carries through that nice bit of pinstripe all the way to the rear. But what I do like is they've got the battery sticker showing if you do crash, that's where the electrics is. I really do like that. Windscreen wipers, incredible. Of course, we've got the sticker or decal on the front windscreen. Really, really cool. But let's turn him up and take a look at this. Cute as a button, but I tell you what, this thing would absolutely fly. And of course, this car is rear engine, rear wheel drive. So this doesn't open, but inside there will be empty space. But I love the headlights. I love the cooler finish on the front. I love how it's got the arrow for the tow hook. Absolutely down to the last detail is incredible. Around to the driver's side is pretty much the same as the passenger, but of course now we've got the driver sitting in there. These figures are really well executed, and of course again we've got a locator hole for the mirror, but let's have a quick zoom in and look at the figure. quite big in there. We've got a roll cage, very, very well detailed interior. I think he's cut off, I can't remember if he's cut off at the legs, I'll have a look later on. But inside there's very well detailed, but it's very hard to show because it's quite reflective. But of course you can see the roll cage. But let's continue around to the rear because I do want to show off this nicely rounded rear window. Look at that, nice bit of curvature. Absolutely stunning. Even the lines of the body of the car, look at that, that's indented. Let's get a close look at that because I tell you, these are absolutely stunning. And of course, being 1/24 scale, you have to get the quality on point because it's a bigger car. You can see a lot more around to the engine bay. Of course, it's at the rear. It's incredible how this little boot just stays open so we get some breathing in there. But there it is, nice chromed out motor on top of the engine. Awesome. Love those little pin lights at the rear, 3 pin lights, of course, brake, reverse, and indicator, and another locator sticker showing where the tow bar should be. Really, really well done. But that, look at it, how it's just nicely popped up. And of course, the rims really well finished. So there you have it, an absolute stunning slot car. Highly recommend it, even before we even move into the teardown. Absolutely love how they finish their cars. And I'm even looking at the top of the roof right here, and I can probably do a review on this for hours. They've got a nice little indent in that roof there, which is, I'm guessing, is going to be on the real car. Bit of a step on the roof itself. Maybe it's a bit higher for the driver. It looks, yeah, that actually looks like the roof is higher, just in case you've got a taller driver. Potentially. Hit the comments if I got that wrong, but I just noticed that detail before I put the car down. All right, let's get into the teardown because these are absolutely beautiful inside as well as outside. So I've completed the teardown. It took 4 screws only, very simple to do, and I will show you those locations in a tick. But before we look at the beautiful chassis, let's have a quick look inside this incredible shell. And there is your big cockpit, and of course it's fully sealed, so I can't see his feet, but I'm going to say he's cut off around about the knees. And of course, plenty of room if you want to put some lights in there. Really, really cool. And there's your locator, little bump stops for when you put your screws, and we'll zoom in on that. Little rubber grommets, which may take out some of the vibration and maybe some body roll. But there's your 4 locator screws that meet your shell and chassis. But the quality doesn't stop there. Let's move on to this beautiful 2-piece aluminium chassis, which is obviously fully adjustable. We've got some adjuster screws in the center here, which will change the float. Of course, you can screw it hard up if you want, but that's completely up to you and your driving style. But let's start from the front, and I will read off the actual document. Flip it upside down. We've got this beautiful guide at the front, nice big guide. I think they call it a guide white blade, and I guess the reason they call it because it does look like a bit of a knife edge on that. Love their guides because they are very, very deep, and I run Carrera, which is a very deep slot, and of course I love my wooden tracks, and these are perfect on wood tracks. Flip it upside down, of course fully adjustable in the front, and aluminium hubs on the front. Quality, 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 very nice wire management down to this beautiful angle winder, and we are talking about the electric short cam BRM blue motor, 19,000 RPM, and you'll see a nice little bit of a blue aluminium motor mount on there, which is now leading into the pinion, and we have got ourselves a Nolan pinion. It is a 12 tooth, which is married to the spur gear, which is a 33 tooth, and of course let's quickly zoom in and look at the quality of all that. Very, very top quality. I do like it. Not much plastic going on here, a lot of aluminium. Now this rear section here, I want to quickly talk about that because that's quite unique, which has got a little plastic seal. That is your brass cardan joint for camber. So there you go, camber adjustment. Again, BRM, incredible. There is no magnets on this car. Of course, if you want to put magnets or whatever you want to do on it, you can. Is it DPR ready, or you have to probably, I haven't tested any chips on it, but there are some locator holes here that may suggest you might be able to run some. If you do know, hit the comments. But there we have it. And of course, fully adjustable rear end with the aluminium axles, hubs again. Very, very nice, extremely good quality. So let's chuck it on my track. Let's do 5 laps. Of course, this is a magless car. I'm not the greatest magless driver, but I am getting better. But let's see how fast I can get this thing around my track. Whoa, 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 hold your horses, Trav. Before we move into the hot laps, let's do a comparison on how big this 1/24 scale is to this beautiful REVO SLOT Toyota Supra, which I have done a review on. Check the description. Just so you playing at home can see how big or small this 1/24 scale is compared to a 132 scale. Now, keep in mind this car is quite small in real life, and of course I do have bigger BRM cars here, but there's your comparison. But check out my review on this fella because he is quite good, and of course REVO SLOT is the sister company. All right, now let's move into the hot lap. We've done the comparison, 5 laps. Let's get into it and let's see how fast I can get this thing around my track.
At 12.94 seconds. Lap 2, 11.96 seconds. Lap 3, 11.73 seconds. Lap 4, 11.92 seconds.
So how did BRM's 124 scale NSU TT slot car perform around my track? Well, I did 5 hot laps and the quickest hot lap was an 11.73, which I'm extremely happy with because this car is a 124 scale. It's got no magnet. And of course, I've done no adjustments. It's gone straight from the base. I've cleaned the tires, cleaned the track, make sure it was lubed up okay, and off we went, and it performs very well. And these are a lot of fun. Very drifty to drive. I'm in love with BRM 124 scale car. Do I recommend them? Of course I do. If you're an amateur, really good car because you can start off with it basic and then adjust the car as you get better. And of course, this chassis will outlast a lifetime. You can keep adjusting this until you get it right for you. If you're a racer, well, of course, a fully adjustable chassis is exactly what you want. This is what it's got. Now, 124 scale might scare you. Of course, there is REVO SLOT, which is a sister company, and I will be doing a review of a Ferrari F40 very, very soon. So if 124 is not your thing, well, the sister company REVO is the 132 versions. If you want to put it down in a word, it is the version of these, but scaled down. But a massive thank you to BRM for their continued support. Of course, they did send me this car for review. I'm not paid by them. It's an honest review, and I do really, really like their brand. But as always, at That Slot Car Guy on Instagram, a massive thank you to Lehman Hobbits for getting this to me in Australia. Be safe, and of course, support your local. If they are stocking BRM or REVO, please support them. That's why I do this channel. But as always, be safe, take care, ciao.